We'd like to give you a quick demonstration.
The creative process? Yeah, it's kinda hard. What if there was an app that made it a bit easier? Introducing your new accountability partner. Creative Command blocks distracting apps and websites until you make meaningful progress on your projects through active engagement, not just time spent. What does that mean? Well, let's break down the concept. The creative journey requires us to show up, which isn't easy. However, when we finally do, we often spend that time battling our inner critic, overthinking, overanalyzing, overwhelmed by self-doubt. Sound familiar? We spend an absurd amount of time in an idle state. We engage in digital distractions, stall until our next obligations begin, or abandon our creative pursuits altogether. As fellow creatives and professional procrastinators, we developed an app to keep us accountable. Let's take a look at how it works. Creative Command lives in your menu bar. To get started, let's add a task. Tasks enable you to block apps that you don't consider mission critical. For this task, we will include only our screenwriting software. We are using an app called Beat, which you can find in the App Store by searching for Beat Screenwriting. However, Creative Command works with virtually any application, not just writing or creative apps. Next, we need to choose a timer type. Let's choose the engagement timer, which pauses after periods of inactivity to ensure active participation. We'll choose 10 seconds for the threshold, meaning the timer will pause if there is no active engagement for 10 seconds. We'll then need to define engagement activities, like keyboard and mouse actions. Since our example is for writing a screenplay, we'll only select the keyboard. We can now start this task from the menu bar by selecting our new task, setting the session duration, and clicking Start. Or we can schedule it to start at a specific time by creating a routine. Let's see how this works. Routines allow us to schedule single or multiple tasks. In this scenario, we want to schedule our new task to begin before we log into our day job. First, let's give our routine a name. Let's call it Screenplay. We'll assign the days and the start time. Now we'll add our newly created task, which allows only our screenwriting software. We will set the duration to 25 minutes. However, it's important to remember that we had selected the engagement timer for this task. So this means 25 minutes of active work. The timer will pause when we become idle. We can add multiple tasks or even breaks to a routine if we wish. Let's add a 5-minute break that will block all apps, including our screenwriting software. FYI, breaks use the standard timer. Let's add the same task again, but this time for 15 minutes. Next, we need to determine whether this routine is allowed to end early. By default, it's set to always. This allows you to end your routine at any time, even if you haven't fulfilled your time commitment. The second option, if another routine is scheduled to start, allows you to end an active routine early if another scheduled routine is due. Never requires you to complete the time commitment before ending the session, eliminating the temptation to quit early. It's important to note all unfinished routines will automatically cancel at midnight, giving you a fresh start each day. Now we'll press Schedule to set this routine, which will automatically start at the designated time. In addition, you can also lock routines for an added dose of discipline. This prevents you from abandoning your projects prematurely and enforces consistency and commitment. When a session begins, you can only access the approved applications you have assigned for your task. All other apps will be blocked. In our scenario, we only have access to our screenwriting app, meaning we need to complete 40 minutes of active engagement before unlocking the apps needed for our day job. How's that for motivation? Now, it doesn't have to be that intense. It can simply be about blocking other apps and websites until you've put in the work, rewarding yourself with access afterward. You determine the collateral. It's worth noting that all routines have one start time. After you complete a task, the next one in the queue will automatically start. You can add multiple routines to a day and assign each one to its own start time. And that concludes our crash course. You're now ready to make progress with your creative projects. For more information, visit our user documentation at learn.creativecommand.app. As you embark on your creative journey, remember that the core of Creative Command is the engagement timer. It eases anxiety by urging you to create with your fingers, not with your brain. This key feature shifts focus from overthinking to allowing ideas to flow naturally, reducing self-criticism and fear of failure, promoting consistent effort over perfectionism. Break the block at creativecommand.app.